Move on. Because we learn how to live our lives better through the example of others. Sister Mary, as I said, is a shining example of that. Her service continues to inspire me and many others who are also here tonight. But so too have the examples of our honorees, Governor Andrew Cuomo and his sister, Maria Cuomo Cole. We live in a time of great cynicism, and nobody is the target of more cynicism than those who choose to enter the arena of politics and public service. At times, and for some, that cynicism is in fact deserved. Yet, there are so many for whom the caricature just doesn't apply. Our honorees show us, all of us, what a life of service can look like when it's driven by dedication, commitment, and passion. Now, Governor Cuomo didn't come to his mission in life by design. He came through it, and he came to it through inspiration. He came to it as a young man who walked the homeless shelters of New York City, and he saw his fellow citizens, men, women, children, living in squalor. Then and there, he determined that we could do better, and that his purpose in life would be helping those around him realize that promise. And so in 1986, Andrew founded Housing Enterprise for the Less Privileged, or as we know it today, HELP. This was a new concept of not just giving someone a place to sleep that night, but giving them a path from homelessness to stability through on-site supportive services. Andrew took that same passion to Washington when he was named by President Clinton to serve as the HUD Secretary. Under his leadership, HUD cut through its red tape and became an engine for economic development and unprecedented housing opportunities. His reforms won him bipartisan praise. Now, of course, today we all know Andrew Cuomo best as our no-nonsense governor. Just as he did when he was a young man, Governor Cuomo went to Albany fired up by the faith that we can do better. And once again, he's making that promise real. With 4 on-time, honestly balanced budgets, in a state where unemployment is down, and New York has seen 440,000 new jobs. I was proud to stand at his side as he fought for a minimum wage increase, which has now been passed into law, helping 2.3 million New Yorkers make it just a little bit easier to make ends meet. And of course, his historic leadership in helping love win and securing for all the citizens of New York State and eventually our entire nation the right to marry. It was led by Andrew. In all these fights, Andrew Cuomo has shown us how to live a purpose and accomplished life. And with him has been his partner, Maria, whose accomplishments shine just as brightly. Maria Cuomo Cole has been the chairperson of Help USA since 1992. It's under her leadership that HELP's model was expanded, providing specialized housing and programs for single adults, victims of domestic violence, people living with HIV and AIDS, and especially for our veterans. For more than 20 years, she's developed residents in cities such as Philadelphia, Las Vegas, Houston, and in partnership with our own JBJ Soul Foundation, we stood side by side to create the JBJ Genesis Apartments in Newark, New Jersey, focusing on affordable housing for those who are living with HIV and AIDS. Today, Help USA operates 50 residences in 7 states and has served almost 500,000 people. For the last 8 years, Maria has been professionally producing documentary films about social issues, including one about gun violence, which Dorothy and I recently saw. It's called Newtown. It's both powerful and it's brave. And by the way, it'll be opening in theaters tomorrow. Andrew and Maria were both inspired at early ages that service mattered. And they have translated that inspiration into the lives of passionate commitment to their cause, the causes that are all near and dear to their hearts. Their example now inspires us. And together, they have put families in homes, put communities back to work, taken guns off the street, put fair wages into workers' pockets, and put our state and our country on track to fuller equality before the law. They are teaching us not to be casual observers, but to be active participants. Now, I like to say that they work for the working man and woman, and we are proud to present them both with our Inspirational Award, and even more proud to call them our friends. Will you please welcome Maria Cuomo Cole and Governor Andrew Cuomo. Go take a picture and then we can let them talk. Beautiful.
Well, we are standing between you know what and Jon Bon Jovi. So, our award is called the Inspiration Award, and I think I speak for everyone in the house when I say that Jon and Dorothea, you are truly, truly our inspiration. And your passion, your vision, your goodness, we are here to honor you, Jon and Dorothea. And President Clinton, it is such an honor to have you in our garage. And we actually saw you last at the Waldorf with Help USA when we presented you with the Help Hero Award. And you remain our hero, President Clinton, for investing in long-term solutions of housing and services for the less privileged and for the most franchised. And we look forward to working with you, President Clinton, and President Clinton in Washington very soon. I just want to thank again the JBJ Soul Foundation. You know, it is really awe-inspiring what they've been able to accomplish in 10 years. Sister Mary, our mentor, dear friend, humanitarian, thank you. Craig Spencer, all the board. Heather Goldfarb, who worked on tonight, thank you, Heather. You know, tonight is really about friendship, and all of you here are such a remarkable, remarkable group of people that have helped the JBJ Soul Foundation do its work, Help USA, so many other organizations. And, you know, our partnership with JBJ Soul is about that. It's about passion, it's about love and dedication to improving the welfare of life for others. And I really have to say that as Jon says, the power of we is what pulls it through, and leadership. And I have to acknowledge another personal hero, Senator Cory Booker, who is here, Newark, New Jersey. Once mayor of Newark, Cory really helped us lead an effort in Newark with JBJ Soul Foundation. And if you all know Jon as well as we do, you know that it was only his will that we were able to get a project, the most beautiful residence, 51 units for Newark's families within 2 years from conception to operation. And JBJ Soul Foundation is also working with us closely now, serving veterans at Walter Reed Army Hospital. And we want to thank them for their generosity. And I have to say, last but not least, it is my brother's incredible vision and model of many, many years ago that's brought us here today. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. And first, I extend my Good wishes to all the acknowledgments we've heard, Sister Mary, the benefactors who are here, the elected officials. Congratulations to all of you. Maria left out one name. There's a gentleman named Kenneth Cole, who is a great activist, done a lot of good work. Never forget your spouse. Never forget your spouse. I did that a number of times. I'm now divorced. I am so proud of my little sister. She has been running HELP for over 25 years. HELP is one of the largest providers in the United States, thousands of homeless people on any given night. It is a hard, hard job because these are difficult populations. And the phone rings, and there's heartbreak, and there's a lot of management and administration and just difficult duty. And she has done it without fanfare, without celebrity, for all the right reasons, and she has done it brilliantly. We have 5 kids in the Cuomo family, and we lost my father just over a year ago. And Maria was his favorite. He didn't like to say it, but he showed it. And my father was right. So to Maria Cuomo, God bless you, and we love you. I left HELP in 1992, as you heard from John, to go work with Bill Clinton and join the Clinton administration. And President Clinton was very kind to me. I had to work all across the country. So he didn't say it this way, but he wanted to take a little bit of the New York edge off me. That's where I developed this southern drawl that I have. I don't know if you pick it up, but yeah, it's an Arkansas drawl. I picked it up from the president. He also wanted me to be a little bit more laid back, so he taught me a concept I had never heard of before. He said to me in the very beginning, I want you to go visit with this person. And I said, visit with that person? What do you mean? You mean meet with a person? He said, no, it's not a meeting, it's a visit. I said, well, what is the purpose of the visit? He said, there's no purpose of the visit, you just visit. I said, well, what's the agenda of the visit? He said, there's no agenda, it's just a visit. I said, what's the goal? What am I supposed to get accomplished? He said, no, it's nothing, it's just a visit. You just visit. I said, but what is a visit? I don't understand what you do at a visit. He said, you don't do anything. You just go and you visit. So I had all these meetings. I sat there. I didn't say anything. The other person didn't say anything. But I came back. I said, I visited. I still don't know what a visit is, but I use the word a lot now. I visited. I do it with a little southern drawl. I visited with him. It was nice. It was nice. We didn't talk, and nothing happened, and we didn't do anything. We didn't accomplish anything. There's no such concept in New York as a visit. It's true. There's a total cultural disconnect. Nobody in New York would ever visit for any period of time. Otherwise, it's good. It's good. And while we're visiting, Mr. President, I just want to say on behalf of every person in this room, we thank you from the bottom of our heart for what you did as president. We thank you for what you've done after president. We are so proud to have you as a resident of this state. And don't even think for 1 minute, next year, you can go live wherever you want to live, but you still have to be a resident of this state of New York. We're not giving you up, Mr. President. One serious point. There's a lot of talk recently about the plight of the middle class and the anger of the middle class, and a lot of that is fueling this electoral season. And it's true, the middle class is going backwards in real wages. And that's an anger and aggression that some people are using politically. What you don't hear as much of, but which is equally as true, the problems for the very poor are getting worse. This city today has more homeless people than it has ever had in history. Think about that. 60,000 homeless people in the city of New York. More than during the Reagan administration, more than the 80s, more than the 70s, 60,000 people, an all-time record. Why? We had deinstitutionalization of the mentally ill. Now we have reinstitutionalization. You know what our mental health system is? The shelters and the jails. The level of funding for affordable housing from the federal government hasn't changed in 17 years. And we don't even build low-income housing anymore. And for the working poor, who make the minimum wage $9 an hour, $18,000 a year, you can't live in New York City, New York State for that amount of money. You can't pay for the rent and pay for the food. And that's why raising the minimum wage was so important, and why Jon Bon Jovi stepping out right from the very beginning and launching that campaign with us was so important. It makes all the difference in the world. And what John and Dorothea have done, it's not just a philanthropy. They're not just writing a check to a good cause. What they do is all about giving of themselves. It's their talent, it's their idea, their creativity, and they have done beautiful, beautiful work and purely selfless work. The void and the vacuum that we have is why not-for-profits are so important and why private philanthropy is so important, and frankly, why the federal government is so important. For people who get a little cynical and say, well, government doesn't matter, remember this. Bill Clinton and the Clinton administration came in, passed the Earned Income Tax Credit expansion, 22 million new jobs, brought people out of poverty, cut the number of homeless people in this country by half. We went from, in this city, from 40,000 homeless to 20,000 homeless when Bill Clinton left office. We're now back up at 60,000. So it does make a difference. And there is going to be a change, because at the end of the day, love conquers hate and good conquers evil. And the American people are essentially good-spirited and good-minded, and they want to be there one for another. And they know that when you allow a fellow human being the ultimate degradation of sleeping on the streets, that's not who we are as a people. That loss of humanity detracts from all of us. And you're going to see a change in this federal government, I guarantee you. It's going to be a federal government that we are proud of, that represents our values, that is willing to talk about compassion and community, and is strong enough to use the strongest four-letter word, that is love. And I can't wait, because that administration is going to make this country a better country. Thank you, and God bless you.